Welcome to episode 3 of the Lucky Dog podcast presented by GFI and Ill Fated Racing. I'm Ben, driver of the number 28,
And I'm Kevin, driver of the number 49.
and on this episode, we're going to be going over the events that happened at COTA. Let's get it out of the way. Cup Series. Tyler Reddick, first person to win first races of the season?
Yeah, first driver to win the first three races of the season.
There it is. Um, wouldn't have expected him to be the one to do that, but I mean, I can't be too upset.
That's
Um,
definitely good for him. I like seeing the 23 XI cars strong, the 2311
it's a weird
cars.
way to say 2311, but
I've always heard it 23XI. I've heard 23XI more than 2311.
really,
Yes.
I think it's 2311.
It, it
But
is it is 2311. I just say 23XI.
I've never heard that ever. Um, Interesting, but yeah, I agree. 2311's a good team. They're kicking butt this year. All around SVG. I mean, you're more of an SVG fan. I wasn't paying too much attention to him, to be honest.
I mean,
I did see
he was
him.
running strong. I think he qualified 17th or 15th, something like that. So
I
somewhere in
saw
the
him in
tens.
second for a bit. I saw him in second
Yeah,
for a bit.
he worked his way up pretty strongly and held down second place for a while throughout all the stages.
I thought he was gonna pass Reddick, but I mean, he was just holding it down.
Yeah, I feel like the last few laps he just decided to run some calm laps and not push the car and risk spinning out and losing second. So he just went into save mode.
Was in my opinion, not the most entertaining race.
But we did have a relief driver come in for Bowman, that's never happened since 2020. Bowman wasn't feeling well, so they had to get a relief driver for him.
I mean, Allmendinger was also feeling pretty ill.
Allmendinger toughed out the race, but both were released from the care center shortly after the race ended, and they were both fine, thankfully. And Zilich also having a crazy 56 passes in the entire race and still finishing. I think he finished 12th, if I'm not mistaken. I'm about to fact check myself because I feel like I am wrong. Why did I looked up NASCAR and it autofilled to mascarpone?
Who's that?
It's a dish, apparently.
Put it on the screen.
I will pop it up right there. Zilich finished 14th. A rich and creamy Italian cheese from the Lombardy region, made by
Mm-mm.
coagulating cream with an acid like citric or tartaric acid,
I
resulting
can't see it, but
in
it
a high
sounds
butter fat
fantastic.
content. It looks like ice cream, but
All
it's
right,
like
that
it's like
makes me
it's
change
a
my mind.
cheese.
That makes me change my mind. Yeah, that's interesting
Uh,
way of
It, it,
describing
it,
it.
it's like a cheese spread that they put on like those really hard crackers. If you know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, moving on to the GFI race on Monday. Timothy Rainey Lewis won by practically half a mile. I think it was almost 15-second gap, somewhere, something like that. Pretty dominant performance by him. Also a fairly boring race, other than a little bit of lap traffic drama, but we won't get into that. But pretty clean race, just basic solo spin outs and nothing to really talk about.
For the GFI O'Reilly Series race at COTA, we'd like to congratulate Austin Dan, who practically dominated the entire race. Um, just well, I saw in the standings, he had like a 30-second lead or something at some point.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was around 30-second lead. He qualified 2 seconds ahead of second place.
Just absolutely crazy.
How's your uh
Nope.
little few laps, Ben?
Nah.
Nah,
No comment on that.
no,
I am
no
not
comment.
I'm not a road course person. Um, I mean, at least in the NASCAR cars, I'm not. I just can't get a hold of them. So how was your race at So how was your race at COTA yesterday?
It was semi uneventful. I had a few run-ins with some other drivers. Me and Cliff got into it and spun each other. I spun myself around Nick Norris's nose, and then at the end of the race, Cliff dove up the inside on Nick and caused him to spin out. And I think I doored Cliff really hard. But then we all got around. We all finished the race with minimal damage and on lead lap. So I count that as a win because I was not very strong on this track. I do not like COTA.
Mm, well, that makes two of us.
Three of us if Aaron was here. Aaron was not very happy in the VC.
No, he was not. But that's road courses for you, in my opinion. Strong hater. All right, guys. Today we have our first ever guest on the Lucky Dog podcast. It's going to be me and Kevin's personal friend, Devin, who we recently just got into watching NASCAR.
Yeah, he has watched the past three races with us in Discord, and he's also been watching our league races because we will stream them to him in Discord or on Twitch. So we just want to get his perspective on a newcomer to NASCAR and a newcomer to sim racing. Devin, please introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? It's me, Devin. I am so happy to be here with my boy, with Ben Jogovic and my boy Kevin. Uh, I always love a platform to talk about myself, and of course, how could I possibly pass up the opportunity with the dudes that put me onto my new favorite sport?
Oh, oh really?
Yeah.
So, as your new favorite sport, have you selected a favorite driver yet in the Cup Series?
Well, given that the first episode, the first race I watched live was in February. Little known fact, Black History Month. I gotta go with my boy Bubba Wallace, and let's just
Gotcha.
say I felt some gloom this Black History Month, despite what the numbers say.
He was close to having his what winning day? No, that was at Atlanta, right? He was close to winning Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it should have been. Honestly, it only made me more appreciative of Bubba Wallace because just like in Mario Kart, our confidence got the better of us. We got too cocky at the very end.
Okay, I like that. I like that comparison. Um, do you have a least favorite driver yet?
Uh, oh, what's his name? Kyle Larson. Uh,
Good choice.
industry
Good.
plant racer, corporate backed. I mean, if I knew him before we started racing and his name didn't have the words Dale or Earnhardt in them, yeah, that's not a good sign for the driver.
Yeah, I like that take. Kevin, do you have any questions you want to ask?
What what about NASCAR appeals to you to want to watch it more? Because you do get very invested into the races. So what about NASCAR do you really enjoy that makes you want to come back every single time?
Honestly, before y'all really explained how it worked, I mean, I was one of the dudes that was just cars go in a circle. I'm not even that big of a fan of the movies Cars.
Oh, that's a crazy take.
Um, I I mean, I thought it was just explosion slop, which I can appreciate, but it wasn't to me happening enough on a basis for me to actually keep watching until You explained to me that it is in fact a real sport and there's science behind it. I did not know that. And that the bumping mechanics, the catching the what's it called, upstream,
The
The
draft.
draft.
the draft, that that unlocked something in my head. I felt like I got smarter when y'all explained NASCAR to me.
That's exciting to hear. Um, what have you thought about the races in GFI?
Uh That's your league, right? Or the
Yes.
is it okay? They've been really entertaining getting to see my boys train. I mean, I'm always excited to support my friends. Like, I'm hype whenever they. I love to win, so whenever they have a possibility of winning something, I'm locked in. Um, but I will say, I don't know, some cheese, something's in the air. Someone's throwing bananas on the track. Something's happening that I don't like in this league because
They're throwing out green shells.
they're throwing green shells, and it's always seemingly the person behind Kevin, and especially it seemed to be Ben. Ben,
Yeah, there was some banana peels on the track yesterday.
the people behind Ben perpetually have red shells. Um, and that, like, because obviously, I mean, even imagining getting the setup, training for it, joining a league, like, in basketball, the only way you're not finishing the game is if you get injured or you suck. In NASCAR and racing, iRacing as well, it's if somebody else sucks for a second, yeah, sorry buddy, you gotta wait 40 more minutes
Mm.
for and you don't even really get another game. Cause so it's been good. It's been fun watching my boys do something like NASCAR and show me the meta, but it's also been pretty disappointing because maybe there were two finishes in the past 3 weeks from Ben, Kevin, and Aaron. I don't mean to blow up your spot, but
That's
from
okay.
Ben,
It's okay.
Kevin, and Aaron, and one of them was post crash, and it felt like, and it was just to get some points. So, and I don't even blame them. Every time I've been just as mad as they were, but
That
I
just
would
means we gotta bounce back harder for Phoenix next week.
Yeah, like I said, you were hyping me up yesterday, even though I wasn't confident at all in the road course. You were laying down some motivational bars for me, and I appreciated it. Honestly, I would prefer if you did that every race because you got me hyped.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a teacher, bro. I can see when there's a student with potential and they're just and they're just beating themselves up instead of instead of realizing what their real skills are. And I gotta say, Ben could be finishing, but going into these races, he either wants to make sure everyone else has a good time, or he's just not expecting to have a good time. And you know what? If I were more spiritual, I'd believe that he is creating his own destiny. Self-fulfilling prophecy if I were philosophical.
Mm, I'll take that into consideration. Maybe there is some spiritual thing I need to do, a cleanse.
But I will say something that's always been something I've liked about NASCAR and racing are that the cars are pretty colors. And let me tell you,
Yeah.
Kevin's car is delicious. Oh my
Thank you,
goodness.
thank you. And I know
Legitimately,
you were liking Phil's Arby's livery at Atlanta.
don't get me started. If first of all, if Bubba Wallace was in an Arby's car, even imagining this, I'm catch me at Daytona. I'm the one waving the flags. I'm the number one supporter for Bubba Wallace if he's in an Arby's car. I might put Michael Jordan that might have some things to say about the GOAT conversation in basketball if if they got Bubba Wallace in the Arby's car. But I know that I can always fall back on whoever's driving that Arby's car.
Mm, mm. We'll talk about that in a bit. Um, I would like to thank you for coming on to the podcast and being our first
Thank
ever guest.
thank you for having me. It's truly an honor.
It's an honor to have you.
We would also like to quickly mention again about the Fantasy League on NASCAR.com and the NASCAR app. You can join that by joining the Discord, going into the announcement section. And also, don't forget, if you want to help fund GFI races, you can sponsor a race for $10. You get to name the race and you get to put your logo on it. Me and Ben did the first two O'Reilly's races, and we got a pretty cool logo, got to put our name on it, and they were fun races. And it also helps the upkeep of the servers, because it is a free league, but it's not free to make the servers.
Enjoy this edit. ZZ Tops, Tush.